Okay, today I'm going to show you 6 websites that you can use to help with some classroom management things in your classroom. The first one we're going to look at is called Bouncy Balls. If noise level tends to be a problem in your classroom, say when your kids are working, you can use this to kind of monitor that noise level and see, let them know when it's getting too loud. So you'll click Begin Bouncing. You can hook up an external mic or use the mic on, say, your laptop, and you'll have to turn that on, and it's going to start picking up the noise level. And it's based on right now my microphone, so I could take that down to show that this is an acceptable noise level. And you can adjust your sensitivity, but it'll start telling them when it's too noisy and it's getting a little bit too loud. You can also do this with music and represent music as bouncing balls. Okay, the next one we're going to look at is called Noisely, and this is almost the opposite of that. When students need kind of quiet time to work and they're trying to focus and be productive, these are sounds that you can play in the background to kind of generate an appropriate mood or encourage more productivity or encourage relaxation. So you won't be able to hear these, but you can kind of mix and match different sounds. Like I've got rain in the background with water and, say, a train rumbling on the tracks. And so those are sounds that you can kind of put together to create that mood that you might want to create, and just kind of have them focus on that and do less talking, so to speak. The next one we're going to look at is called Classroom Cue. And this website allows students to queue themselves up when they need help. So instead of a student sitting there raising their hand waiting for you to come help them, you can create a classroom, and you give them a join code, and they just click this big red button that says they need help, and then they are queued up, and you know kind of the order that you need to go help those students. And they can even type something like, I need help with problem 9. The basic free program will only limit you to 5 students queued at a time. If you go with the pro version, it's $20 a year, but it's unlimited. But if you do have technology in your classroom, it may be something to consider if they are needing some help and you know kind of what order you want to go in. The next one, I know I've talked about this briefly before for some of you that have attended a few of my sessions, but this one's really cool. It's a URL shortener that's temporary. So instead of giving them a long URL to type in to go somewhere or using a permanent bit.ly, you can use Yellkey. So let's say, for example, I want them to read up on what a Rube Goldberg machine is, and this URL is really long, and they have to type it correctly with dashes. So I'm just going to copy that. I'm going to go back to Yellkey and paste that. And you can determine the length of how long you want this to be. If it's just for that class or for a few minutes, you can do 5, 10 minutes. If you want it all day, you might do 12 hours. And then you just click Generate Yellkey. And so now this is the site that they go to, yellkey.com/consider. So it's a lot shorter that they can use for that. So that's a way that you can get them to a site in a faster method rather than typing a very long URL. This next one is called Classroom Screen, and this is kind of just a background that you can run, and you have these little widgets that you can pop up. So for example, you can change the background. If you want to do a name generator, you can pull this up, and so I'm going to go get a list of names here, copy those, and we'll go back to the classroom screen. You could just paste those in and then just click choose, and Harry Potter is the one that needs to answer the next question. So that's kind of cool that you can be doing the random names, and you just click it again to turn off. This one also has a sound level checker, so you can install a microphone and put that, and it will kind of look at your sound level. So right now you can adjust the sensitivity to be something different and kind of adjust it a little bit. But not as fun as bouncy balls, but it's something you could do. You could make a QR code out of, you can have a QR code for a website. So if I go back to this Yellkey and copy that, I can paste that right here, and it will create a QR code for that website. So if they have devices, they can just come up and scan and go to that site as you need. It has a drawing tool where you could draw, do some math, whatever. That has text that you can put up, like if you just want something for them to read. So kind of some cool things. There's work symbols, like if you want to let them know that we are expected to be in silent mode right here. And again, you can move these around on your screen, let them know that this is the kind of the work expectations at the moment. You can use a traffic light to kind of indicate statuses or things like that, or this is when we need to stop. There is a timer feature, and then there's also just a clock to have up. So it's kind of an interesting thing you can run in the background and have these widgets going when you're not using it for instruction. Now, this last one is just really for fun and it's just an attention getter. It's called Open Puppies. And basically, it's a bunch of GIFs with puppies. So if you click the space bar, it will go to another little thing and you can see dogs and cute little videos. And really, it's honestly just an attention getter. So maybe it'll kind of help them focus, get back, and focus on what you want to get there. So you can just keep showing different little puppies and stuff. So that was just Open Puppies. Okay, so here's a couple of bonuses. If you need a timer that you want on your full screen, if you just go to YouTube and do a 5-minute time, type in 5 minute or whatever time you want, it'll come up with most of these. And some have music, some don't, but you can just play that. Alternatively, you can just type it in Google, 5-minute timer, and it will pull up one that you can go with. So you can run it, you can make it full screen. So that's another thing you can look at. Okay, so here's 2 more bonuses. Crafty text is a way that you can display a lot of text up on your screen. So if I want to put that website on here and I want to display, it'll come up big on your screen. That's called Crafty text. And then the last one, this will be really cool, is called One Tab. If you click on that, actually, I need to get out of there. If you click on that, it's going to take all my tabs that I just had open and it's going to put them all in one spot. So instead of all these tabs, it's right here. And the cool thing about this is that you can share that as a web page. You can export it. There's cool things you can do with it. So if you're doing some research or doing something that you want to share with your kids, it's a great way that you can put that all together. So hope these are helpful. I hope you'll use some of these and I hope you found this useful.